Earlier this year, Donna, a News 8 viewer, dropped off this book for me. It was written by her cousin, Lisa Smith, a successful New York City attorney. But the success Lisa talks about here is about getting sober and staying sober. You know those books that open your eyes to something? That's what this book did for me with alcoholism. I interviewed Lisa, and we're going to start where she talks about her trip to detox and what the doctor there said to her that changed her life.
I believe you have major depressive disorder and anxiety, and you've been self-medicating from when you were a kid with food to moved on to alcohol and drugs, and now we're going to address that chemical imbalance in your brain differently.
At the height of this, you were self-medicating with a lot of wine, vodka, cocaine. This had been going on for years, and it started in the morning, ended until you passed out at night. But what was it about that one morning, now that you've had time to think about it, where you said, enough? You called your friends and you said, I'm going to detox.
Yeah, that morning, it was the last 18 months for me. It was the end of a 12-year downward miserable spiral. And, you know, there's the physical spiral and the physical addiction, and then there's the psychological spiral of just shame and fear, and you lose your self-esteem. And that was the last 18 months of 24/7. I got up that Monday morning like I had many Monday mornings. I had a drink and used cocaine in order to balance myself out, basically to normalize myself to go to work. And I was headed out the door, makeup on, laptop in one hand, New York Times in the other. And I was in my apartment in New York City. I was going to the elevator to hit the down button, and I became overwhelmed with this feeling that I now know was a panic attack. But at the time, I thought it was a heart attack or an overdose. And for all of the times that I had not wanted in my eyes in the morning before that, for some reason, in that moment when I thought I was actually about to die, something snapped. And I said, I got to go get help. I got to go. I know I'm going to have to go to the hospital.
What I love about your mission now, talking to folks who are just getting into the practice of law, and even folks who have been in law for many years, is you're using your own story to remove the stigma of this and to remind them this might not be a sign of weakness. They can still be a great lawyer, a great husband, a great wife, but they have to get this under control, and there are ways to do that.
It is not a weakness. It is not a defective thing. This happens, and you can get better, and so you can still have this amazing career. In fact, your career gets so much better. So yeah, I think it is really important to understand that there is just you're not going to get where you think you're going to get if you've got a substance use disorder.
Is it still hard for you?
I don't miss alcohol anymore or drugs, but you know, there are times, I think, like many people, and certainly now, where you just wish you could sort of, you know, disappear for a little bit in your mind, just, you know, shut the pandemic out, just sort of, you know, escape. And, you know, then I remind myself that the way I escape now, I have tools that that help me to do that in a much healthier way. And that, you know, if I'm trying to escape with alcohol, I can walk my brain down the road of where that goes next. A smart friend of mine in recovery said, if you've got 10 problems and you pick up a drink, you've got 11 problems.
A big thanks to Donna for encouraging me to read this. And thank you, Lisa, for your courage. To see the entire interview, which is well worth your time, find this story at rochesterfirst.com.